My name is Misbah Huyola. I'm the Managing Director and Chief Executive of Legacy Pension Managers.
My name's Ihoma Obioma Ajaono. I'm the MD of Edge Nominees.
His Royal Highness Chief Odibo Tombik Harry, Humber Clinton Odibo Tombik Harry.
Well, my name is Muhammad Sani Muhammad. I'm the Commission Secretary Legal Advisor of the National Pension Commission.
I'm Senator Udoma Udoma. I'm the Chairman of both Union Bank and UAC.
My name is Timmy Austin Peters.
Wale Adeosun, founder of Kurama Capital.
Wahid Omar, President of Nigeria Labour Congress.
My name is Kunle Hussein. I am the Director General Lagos State Pension Commission.
My name is Dr. Wibabor and I'm the CEO of the Tony Elumelu Foundation.
My name is Pascal Dozier.
PenCom has done a great job. I mentioned the total number of assets, but also the number of registered contributors is over 6 million members. Of course, that is a small number when you compare the total population, but we're coming from nothing to 6 million, and people are gradually seeing the benefits and accepting the scheme.
We know that PenCom has done so well. Pensioners are rejoicing today because previously, of course, we know how Hercules it used to be. You know, people dying, queuing to get their pensions and all that. But now, you can see since 2004, when it all started, until now, I can hardly hear people complain about their pension.
I think they've done very well because before the 2004, when the reform started, everybody was organizing his own pension, and more often people will retire and do not have anything to go home with. But now, since 2004, PenCom had come up implementing the new pension policy, and they've done very well.
Definitely, we know we have a lot of work to do in the future, and indeed, I am very glad that a tone has been set now that the Pension Reform Act 2014 has reviewed the previous regime, and a new platform has been put in place for us to lift the pension reform to a higher, level. And it will be really very promising. And Nigeria, I'm optimistic, is going to be better for it.
PenCom has a very important role to play in stimulating funds.
We see them going a lot further. They've only covered about 10% of the working population, so they're going to be so much larger and have so many more assets under management. So we see them growing even more important, and I'm sure they'll keep up the same, if not the greater level of efficiency that they've achieved so far.
And give retirees, more surety in terms of their retirement dollars and what they can spend. And also, obviously, create a lot of opportunity in terms of investment opportunity for those assets as well.
I think PenCom is about the best thing to happen to Nigeria and Nigerian workers in the future. Right now, you know that the largest concentration of funds anywhere in this country is under the custody or the supervision of PenCom. And I think that is also to tell you about the place of PenCom maybe in the development of Nigeria in the future.
Well, to a large extent, the PenCom has made giant strides in the pension industry in Africa as a whole. And clearly, the direction is that of very, very significant development.
Challenge them to now take the advances and so on that they've already been able to achieve and now put in place the additional reforms so that capital can be the capital that drives Nigeria's economic transformation.
The establishment of the PenCom is one of the best things that has happened to this country. And this will give stability to the Nigerian worker, especially on retirement.
Well, I'm not a soothsayer, neither am I a future forecaster, but I see a very tremendous and amazing achievement being recorded by PenCom, and I'm sure PenCom will reach places.
They should ensure that they continue to protect the future of employees in Nigeria, without employees?
Well, my advice for them is actually to try and see how they can bring the other 47 million people under their umbrella, just like what they've done to the 6 million. And I'm sure, they'll be able to do that.
So let me welcome all of you very specially tonight. Tonight we celebrate 10 years of PenCom. How awesome, how fruitful it has been in the last 10 years. How rewarding the last 10 years have been, not just for Nigeria, but for the pension business in our country. A decade has seen the pension sector move from a deficit of 2 trillion naira to a surplus of 4 trillion. Let me congratulate the passion, the drive, the commitment of the management led by a very worthy Director General and all of them that has made this a wonderful 10 years. And for those that are into the significance of numbers, 10 signifies perfection. So the last 10 years have been one of perfection in the area of very wonderful management. Perfection in the area of execution of goals. Perfection in the area of ensuring that pension is serving our national economy very well. So I welcome you to what promises to be a very perfect night. This is how we'll kick off. Let me invite the woman that we're all celebrating, hardworking, committed, and dynamic. Let me welcome the Director General, Chinelo Anohu Amazu, to step forward here and formally welcome all of us to this 10-year anniversary. I'd like to welcome you.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'm delighted to welcome you all to the commemorative dinner of the 10th anniversary of the pension reform in Nigeria, holding here in Lagos. We're highly honored by the presence of all our distinguished guests at tonight's occasion, amidst all your other engaging commitments. This dinner is being held as part of the commemorative activities of the 10th anniversary of the implementation of the pension reform in Nigeria, which commenced in Abuja in July 2014. You would recall that these activities were kick-started with the successful hosting by Nigeria through PenCom of the Maiden World Pension Summit, Africa Special, organized in collaboration with the World Pension Summit of Amsterdam. It was also followed by the commemorative gala dinner hosted at the Presidential Villa, Abuja, where some icons of the pension reform were recognized. It is noteworthy to mention that His Excellency, President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, GCFR, was present at both events as special guest of honor, which was indicative of the government's commitment to the pension industry and confidence in its modest accomplishments. This event, therefore, commemorates the milestone of a journey which sought to break Nigeria away from an endless cycle of despair in its pension sector and launch it into a new era of blissful retirement for all employees. Since inception, 111,210 retired employees have received payouts of over 268 billion. Also, through an enhanced compliance regime, 6.26 million contributors have so far been registered into the CPS. Distinguished guests, while thanking you for honoring our invitation, I have the pleasure once again, on behalf of the board, management, and staff of the PenCom, to invite you to commemorate the epoch 10th anniversary of the pension reform in Nigeria. Thank you. God bless.
Thank you very much. That has been a wonderful journey for 10 years. And I think in order to celebrate this, I love the way Beethoven put it, of all the goodness in the world, music is the greatest. Let me invite here one of Nigeria's finest saxophonists, Yemi Sax, to just perform for a few minutes. Yemi? And so, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it's now my honor and pleasure to welcome a man who is considered the father of PenCom. He drove it with excellence and dynamism. His vision is 10 years old. And for some of us who believe in symbolism of numbers, he has created what has become a perfect organization. Perfect for Nigerians, perfect for those who are retiring, perfect for the economy. Please welcome, to deliver the keynote address, please welcome here Mr. Fola Adeola.
I want to congratulate you, Chinelo, on your assumption of office as substantive Director General of National Pension Commission. What did we do? What did we want to do? We wanted a system that would take the money out of the government, put it in the private sector, but also not in the hands of the private sector without regulation. We ring-fenced this fund in such a manner. When they tell you that there's been no fraud in 10 years, all I kept waiting for is, let me see how that fraud will come out. Because we tightened it because we knew the system. What was uppermost in our mind was the person who will have finished working after 35 years and is become slower. The hands cannot move, the legs cannot move as before, and they needed their money. And we saw them dying in queues. It was more important to me that we gave them something rather than the nothing. The way I put it in my notes is that I don't know whether the system we recommended was the best. But what I know for certain is that it is better than promises not kept. The money may not be enough, but the money is there. And you are in constant touch with your money. That was important to us. I want to congratulate you again for 10 years and wish you an even brighter 10 years so that when you are celebrating your 20th year, it is still going to be a respected institution, not a place for flair or for spending money. It's a place for harnessing money, preserving money, and putting money to the best use. I wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you very much. He has indeed taken us memory lane and looking forward to what the next 10 years will be like. Thank you very much, Mr. Fola Adeola. Very quickly, we'll have short goodwill messages from just two people. I'd like to welcome here the president of the Dangote Group, Alhaji Aliko Dangote, to step forward here for a short goodwill message as PenCom celebrates 10 years. You're welcome, sir.
I would like to congratulate Fola Adeola for setting up this gigantic, pension fund. And also the DG, Chinelu, whom we are very, very proud of. And I was telling her that I think she needs to really try and overhaul the pension, the PenCom. One of the things that when you look at it today, we need to actually copy what PIC is doing in South Africa, where they are actually investing pensioners' money rather than relying more on bonds and other stuff. We need to look at critically how can we add value to the economy of the country rather than just doing the current things that we are doing, because I know that there's quite a lot of changes that they've done. And I must commend Chinelu for leading that trajectory, in trying to see what we can do. Right now, I think they have just about 6 million workers. They still do need to get another 45 to 47 million workers into the bracket of pension. Because one day all of us will have to rely on the pension, when we retire. So I congratulate you. I know that Fola has said it all, and I don't really want to bore you. I should allow you to have your good meal and then, start heading home. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And now finally, as far as the goodwill message is concerned, here's the chairman of the Corporate Council on Africa. Let me welcome him, Sir Paul Hinks.
Without going on too long, I want to tell you that not only did we find the most fantastic partners to work with, every moment of our experience with Nigeria since I embarked on this, it's not even 3 years, 2.5 years ago, has been wonderful. You guys, to me, to the people I work day in, day out with in the United States, to me, Nigeria today is Africa's leader. You picked up the mantle. South Africa, it ain't South Africa at all. It's Nigeria. And I wish you the best of luck, but I think that there's going to be many, many good things happening on the continent, and I think there are going to be many successful people that come out of this nation that help Africa overall. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And so, Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let us lighten up the environment a little bit as I invite one of the most creative, highly intellectual comedians around here. His act is entirely different and unique. He comes from the intellectual platform. I'd like to welcome on stage, ladies and gentlemen, Bovi.
Thank you very much, sir. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I hope I have your attention. It gives me great joy to stand and use this microphone that so many great people have just used. Over 50 years ago, a certain man from Kenya went to study in the US. By virtue of the fact that he was there, had an American girlfriend, got her pregnant and had a baby, that child became a citizen, and today that child is the president of the United States. First name Barack, last name Obama. Those two names are Kenyan names, brothers and sisters Kenya, president of where? The United States. So me, I have decided that I'm going to have all my children for the most powerful countries in the world. My first son is already Nigerian. I've taken care of Africa. My daughter was born in the US. She's an American citizen. I've taken care of America. My third child is going to be born in Russia. The fourth one is going to be born in China. My wife says she's not having more than 3 children. I said, don't worry. A Chinese woman will give birth to the fourth one for me. There's no need to argue. Do you know what it will look like then when you're watching the news? My kids become presidents. And then you'll see the likes of them, Christina Mampo. She goes, we're in front of the United Nations building where the G8 summit is about to take place. Just coming in now is the president of Nigeria, Bovi Ugboma Jr. He's accompanied by his sister and American counterpart, the president of the United States, Elena Ugboma. Just behind them, we can see the Russian president, Dmitry Ugboma, walking in. And we have just got word that the Chinese president, Qin Chang-hun Ugboma, will be joining us. Then I'll be the proudest father in the world. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
So, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to invite here the chairman of the board so that he can say a few words before we hand it over to Tosin and finally close the night. Let me welcome here Alhaji Ahmed Adamu Mwanzo to please step forward here to say a few things to us as we move in closer to the end of this event tonight.
Well, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the chairman of Dangote Group of Companies, the chairman of various companies and parastatals that are here, distinguished members of the pension business in Nigeria that are all gathered here tonight, distinguished invited guests, distinguished members of the press corps, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I am here standing on behalf of the PenCom to express my sincere gratitude and thanks to all of you for coming tonight to grace this, our 10th anniversary dinner that is held particularly for the Lagos community. I want to assure you that under our leadership, we will make sure that we do whatever it takes that the business of pension in Nigeria thrives very successfully and it grows from strength to strength. In addition to that, we'll make sure, to the best of our ability, we also make sure that it is fraud-free. The difference between the money in pension business and any other money is that each dime has an owner. If it is not owned by a prospective retiring driver, it is owned by a prospective retiring management staff or CEO of one organization or another. Therefore, there is need for us to be very careful in what we always do with pension funds. I therefore please call on all of you in the business to drive carefully and with the fear of the Almighty God that these funds should be taken care of by you and us collectively very, very well. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is with absolute humility that I thank you all. May God bless you all. May God take you back home safely. Thank you.
This time, we honor the memory of Sir Victor, who wifers great music, a living legend. Ha! A chick on a fair, Jerome, ha! Tommy John. A chick on a fair, Jerome, Tommy John. Okay, never know, Jerome, okay, never know, John. Hey, you wanna move, Jerome, Jerome, John, Jerome, 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 Kissy. We're taking it to the north of Nigeria now. Yeah. What time I get any? Good, good. Hey, hey. Yep.